Okay, so this song has 3 chords in it: C, G, and D. Now, I'm not going to teach the shapes of those. I'll have diagrams in the description. But as for the strumming pattern, you hit the B on the 1st fret with everything open, and in that same strum, you hammer on the rest of the chord, C chord. Then you go to the G, only the lower half of the G, because the whole thing would sound weird. So you hit the lower half of the G, then you hit the upper half and you slide it to the 5th fret, and you go to the D. That is your pinky, hammer on the, or not hammer on, you put it on the 3rd fret of the E, and then you pull it off and you pull your middle finger off too. So you basically have a D with an open E. So, that's the beginning part, and right before you go to the upper, I guess the upper part, instead of doing the hammer-on thing, you just hit the D a few times to kind of like build up to the next part. So, the next part is the same 3 chords, starting with a C. You bar the 8th fret of the B and E, and hit the 9th fret of the G. Then you have a G. This is just 7th fret of the G and E, and 8th fret of the B. It's a D chord shape. And then the last one is your D, which is barring the 10th fret of the E and B, and pressing the 11th of the G. So the 2, I guess, main things that they do on the record, if you want to play it as close to that as possible, is when you're up here, you pull off on the 12th fret with your ring finger on the E string, and then you slide to the 14th fret. And then there's that little shape there that you can kind of play with, which is 12 and 10 on the E, 12 and 10 on the B, and then 11 and 9 on the G. Whatever you want to do, as long as it's in the right key, it'll sound fine. Like, you don't have to play it right like the record does. But if you do want to like take that further, then you can use the whole D scale. So those are your D roots, and I guess I'll go over the scale real quick. It's 10th fret E, 13th E, 10, 12 on the A, 10, 12 on the D, 10, 12 on the G, 10, 13 on the B and E. Then there's this little extension, which is 15 on the E, 15, 13 on the E, 15, 13 on the B, 14, 12 on the G, 15, 12 on the D and A, then 15, 13 on the E. And your root notes are 10 on the E, 12 on the D, and 10 on the E. Also, you have 15 on the B. So if you're like soloing on that scale and you need a note to like rest on for a few seconds, any of those are safe. But you can hear it like you can't end there. It doesn't sound resolved. You have to go to the one of the root notes. So I'm gonna play the song now from my iPod and solo with it, just so you can hear like what you can do with that scale. Never really knowing if you'll be on the other side when it's time to go home. So that's just something you can do with it, just like you can do a lot with just those 4 notes and like a double stop with the B string. So anyway, that's it for the song. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any other songs you want me to teach, please leave them in the description below or in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.